Breaking news today. In the area surrounding the Dnipro River, Kyiv's forces dealt heavy casualties to Putin's men. Ukrainian forces have claimed heavy casualties on Vladimir Putin's side near the Dnipro River in Odessa, a city in southern Ukraine. The Ukrainian military's command staff reported progress in the Kherson region on the left bank of the river in their most recent status report. Russia allegedly launched 6 failed attempts, according to their report. The enemy does not give up trying to knock our units out of their occupied positions, expressed an official from the Ukrainian military, adding, despite significant losses, the attack on Avdiivka started in October and according to the most recent U.S. estimates, about 13,000 Russians have killed. War expert Michael Kaufman claims that Russia's losses in the first 3 weeks at Avdiivka are on par with those in the months of the Ukrainian counteroffensive last year. Russian vehicle losses are considerable, and the assault on Avdiivka has also involved tanks and armored personnel carriers. Between October 10 and November 28, according to Ukrainian military analyst Tatarigami, there were 211 vehicle losses in and around the city, equivalent to about 5 battalions. As part of its New Year strategy, Ukraine fires more missiles and drones at Russian territory. According to officials, Russian air defenses shot down dozens of Ukrainian drones in southern Russia and occupied Crimea on Friday. This comes as Kyiv continues to push its strategy of attacking the peninsula that Moscow has annexed, hoping to extend the 22-month war beyond Ukraine's boundaries. The capital of Crimea, Sevastopol, was rocked by the sound of air raid sirens as a bridge linking the peninsula, illegally acquired by Moscow a decade ago, to the southern Krasnodar region of Russia remained closed for a second day in a row. This bridge is an important supply route for Russia's military campaign. A pattern of increasingly intense aerial strikes by the Ukrainians has emerged in recent days, and the Russian Defense Ministry reported that 36 drones were intercepted over Crimea and 1 over Krasnodar by its defenses. The ministry also reported that an anti-ship missile from Ukraine, the Neptune, was shot down over the northwest region of the Black Sea. The news broke after 3 individuals were hurt in additional rocket and drone assaults on Thursday night in the territory of the Russian border city of Belgorod, according to Belgorod Governor Vyacheslav Gladkov. According to officials in Belgorod, 25 people were murdered in attacks by Ukrainian forces on January 6. Russian missiles launched from North Korea struck Ukraine, according to Kyiv, Ukrainian presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak stated on Friday, repeating an earlier assertion by Washington that Russia has targeted Ukraine with missiles supplied by North Korea. As part of its overt genocidal war, the Russian Federation has launched missiles toward Ukrainian land, according to Podolyak's post on X social network, Friday morning. State-run media cited Kharkiv's governor as saying that missiles made outside of Russia were fired into the province in late December and early January. Podolyak claimed that missiles fired by Russia at Ukrainians originated from a country where people are incarcerated for minor offenses such as possessing an unlicensed radio, conversing with tourists, or viewing television programs. The fact that the missiles were North Korean was not proven by Podolyak. Declassified intelligence was referenced by Washington in its Thursday statement. Breaking news: as Putin's soldiers take heavy casualties in Odessa, Ukrainian forces have claimed heavy casualties on Vladimir Putin's side near the Dnipro River in Odessa, a city in southern Ukraine. The Ukrainian military's command staff reported progress in the Kherson region on the left bank of the river in their most recent status report. Russia allegedly launched 6 failed attempts, according to their report. The enemy does not give up trying to knock our units out of their occupied positions, expressed an official from the Ukrainian military, adding, despite significant losses, Russia and Ukraine are off limits to Nepalese nationals because to fears that they may be enlisted as militants. The government of Nepal has issued a travel ban on its residents, citing concerns that a large number of them had been enlisted by the Russian military to participate in the fighting in Ukraine and Russia. The country's Department of Employment has said that it is conducting further investigations into claims of the deaths of Nepalese nationals serving in the Russian army. The number of Nepalese casualties in the conflict is estimated at 10, with 4 more being seized by the Ukrainian side. obtaining a work permit is a mandatory step for the tens of thousands of Nepalis who leave the nation annually in quest of economic opportunities, although the government has not officially acknowledged it. There is speculation that some Nepalis are serving as hired guns for the Ukrainian side. Britain denounces claims that Russia sent missiles into Ukraine from North Korea. Russian alleged use of North Korean missiles in Ukraine has drawn strong condemnation from the United Kingdom, which has demanded that Pyongyang cut off such supplies. According to newly disclosed intelligence, the Russian President Vladimir Putin's forces are utilizing North Korean-supplied ballistic missiles, according to the White House, claiming that the reports of ties between the Kremlin and Kim Jong-un's dictatorship were a breach of UN Security Council resolutions and an indication of Russia's desperation. The UK Foreign Office strongly criticized the development. Moscow has previously refuted US accusations that it was involved in a weapons trade with North Korea. Nevertheless, the United States has recently disclosed intelligence regarding Russia's acquisition of the missiles, which it asserts have been fired twice within the past 2 weeks. The use of North Korean-supplied ballistic missiles by Russia in its recent aggressions against Ukraine is deeply condemned by the United Kingdom. According to a Foreign Office spokesman, "We strongly suggest that North Korea cut off its armaments supplies to Russia. Russia is acquiring weaponry from North Korea while it pursues its misguided and opportunistic military objectives in Ukraine. This is an indication of its desperation and its isolation from the rest of the world." Furthermore, as a permanent member of the UN Security Council, Russia advocated for and supported numerous resolutions that this action violates. 1,000 Patriot missiles will be purchased with NATO assistance to protect allies from Russia's intensifying airstrikes on Ukraine. On Wednesday, NATO stated its intention to assist in the purchase of up to 1,000 Patriot missiles, allowing partners to enhance their defenses against Russia's intensifying airstrikes on Ukraine. The Patriots, which can withstand enemy planes and cruise and ballistic missiles, will be purchased by a consortium of countries that includes Germany, the Netherlands, Romania, and Spain, according to the NATO Support and Procurement Agency. Experts in the field estimate a value of about $5.5 billion for the contract. As their air war escalates, Russia and Ukraine launch hundreds of missiles and drones. 60 people have been killed and hundreds more injured as a result of Russia's use of more than 450 missiles and drones on civilian areas in Ukraine during the previous 7 days. As the air war between Russia and Ukraine heats up and ground forces on both sides are unable to break the impasse, the Ukrainian military has responded by firing scores of missiles and drones over Russian territory and into Moscow-occupied Crimea. According to the most recent intelligence report from the British Ministry of Defence, MOD, the Russian government has allocated a large amount of its weapon inventory to launch the aerial attacks. It went on to say that Russia seems to have switched its focus from attacking Ukraine's vital energy infrastructure to its defense industry, in an effort to weaken Kyiv's missile and drone capabilities. That is a recognition by the Kremlin that they anticipate a protracted land and air battle of attrition.